Hi friends, in this video we are going to revise the audit of public sector undertakings. First, what is meant by the public sector undertakings? First, introduction. It is the government departments. Government departments like the railways, postal services, security, printing press, etc. Railways இது எல்லாமே வந்து government departments அப்படிதான் சொல்லுவாங்க. Next, this will be the public sector undertakings and government companies and also the government corporations. Government companies and then deemed government companies and also the corporations which is set up by the any act like LIC Act, Unit Trust of India. இத மாதிரி ஆக்ட் மூலமா கிரியேட் பண்ண கவர்மெண்ட் கார்ப்பரேஷன்ஸ் இது எல்லாமே வந்து பப்ளிக் செக்டர் அண்டர்டேக்கிங்ஸ் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் த ரயில்வேஸ், போஸ்டல் சர்வீசஸ், செக்யூரிட்டி, கவர்மெண்ட் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்ஸ், கவர்மெண்ட் கம்பெனிஸ் அண்ட் தென் கவர்மெண்ட் கார்ப்பரேஷன்ஸ். This all three forming part of the public sector undertakings. Audit of the government companies. First, what is meant by the government company? Government company na which is not less than 51% of the paid up share capital is held by the central government or state government or partly by the central government or partly by the state government. That is called as the government company. How they will be appointing the auditors? Appointment of the auditors in case of the government companies ke eppadi auditors வந்து appoint பண்ணுவாங்க. Government companies the auditors has been appointed by the C&AG which is the Comptroller and the Auditor General of India. C&AG only will appoint the company auditors and also the C&AG will tell what is the manner they has to conduct the audit, manner of conducting the audit, and also the copy of the audit report is then auditor's report that has to be submitted to the C&AG. After completion of the audit, the auditor has to submit the audit report to the C&AG and the C&AG will issue the directions. They will issue the direction to the auditors. They will issue the directions to the auditors how the audit has to be conducted, or if there is any direction wants to be issued by the C&AG, they will issue the directions to the auditor. Okay, but whatever the action taken in response to the directions, that also has to be reported to the C&AG by the auditor. Okay, first what they will do, C&AG auditors will be appointed for the government companies by the C&AG. C&AG, whatever the audit report is prepared now, that has to be submitted to the C&AG and the C&AG will issue the directions to the auditor, directions to the auditors, and if there is any actions taken in response, the actions taken now, that has to be reported to the C&AG by the auditor. Okay, then supplementary audit. What is meant by supplementary audit? Means the C&AG can order for the supplementary audit. What is meant by supplementary audit? Means if the C&AG wants to confirm whether the audit report is reliable or not, whether the audit is conducted properly or not, the C&AG can conduct a supplementary audit. They can ask for information from any persons within the period of 60 days from the date of submission of the audit report. Within the period of 60 days of the submission of the audit report by the auditor, the C&AG can conduct the supplementary audit. In that, they can ask for any information or any additional information from any person in the form and manner which is prescribed by the C&AG. They can ask for any person like employees of the organization or the any persons relating to the audit. They can ask for the any information. Okay, any information. This is called as the supplementary audit. And also comment upon or supplement the such audit report under section 146B of the Companies Act. Means any comments which is given by the C&AG, means in the supplementary audit conduct பண்ணி end முடிஞ்சதுக்கு அப்புறம், if it is completed after completion of the supplementary audit, the C&AG, if they issue any comments on the audit, means that comments also has to be passed on to the shareholders of the company. For example, who are all is entitled to get the financial statements of the company now, and the persons the comments also we has to send to them. Okay, not only the financial statements, we has to send whatever the comments which is provided by the C&AG, that comments we has to give it to the persons who are entitled for the financial statements. For example, the shareholders of the company, avanga financial statements kudukrona, we also has to send the comments on the comments which is issued by the C&AG on the supplementary audit. Okay, next, test audit. Means test audit is if it is necessary, if the C&AG wants to conduct the test audit, they can conduct the test audit or for the conducting, means it is like additional audit. Again, they are checking the accounts of the company. That is called as the test audit. Okay, if they want to conduct the test audit by the CAG, if they think any irregularities is going in the company, then the CAG can conduct the test audit. They can verify the accounts of the company. Okay, they can verify the accounts of the company and has to prepare the report as per section 19A of the C&AG Act. Okay, and also they has to provide the report of the test audit as per the section 19A of the C&AG Act. Okay, if it is necessary, if there is any irregularities in the company, the C&AG will move on and they will conduct the test audit. Okay, what and all they will do? First, C&AG auditors will be appointed by the government companies auditors will be appointed by the C&AG. Okay, will be appointed by the C&AG, and the auditor will conduct the audit and he will submit the report to the C&AG. And C&AG, they can issue the directions to the auditor, and whatever the actions taken in response to the direction, that also has to be submitted to the C&AG by the auditor. Okay, after submission of the audit report within period of 60 days, so the C&AG can conduct the supplementary audit. They can conduct the supplementary audit, and supplementary audit means within the period of 60 days, they can ask for any information from any person or persons which are connected to the audit. They can ask for any information. Okay, and also if the C&AG requires, they can also conduct the test audit. They also can conduct the test audit if there is any irregularity in that company. They can conduct the test audit and also prepare the report as per section 19A of the C&AG Act. Okay, next up. What is the objectives and the scope of the public enterprises audit? What is the objective and the scope of the public enterprises audit? First, what are the types of audit which can be conducted by for the PSU? If you are conducting the audit of the PSUs now, what are the types of audit we can conduct? First one is the financial audit. Second one, compliance audit, performance audit, comprehensive audit, and then proprietary audit. Financial audit, compliance audit, performance audit, comprehensive audit, and then proprietary audit. Normally, every company is நம்ம வந்து first financial audit compliance audit மட்டும் தான் conduct பண்ணுவோம். Okay, but normally we will verify the financial transactions of the companies, and also we will check the compliance, whether they have complied with the rules and regulations, laws and regulations, whether they have complied or not. அது மட்டும் தான் check பண்ணுவோம். In addition to that, because in the PSU na public sector undertakings la public money also involved in that, so we has to verify for the performance of that entity. Performance நம்ம வந்து check பண்ணோம். So we has to conduct the performance audit and also the comprehensive and proprietary audit. What are the types? This is the types we'll discuss further. Audit of the PSUs is not constrained to the financial and the compliance audit. Okay, not only the financial audit and the compliance audit, we will conduct the performance audit also. Okay, financial audit now we are verifying only the transactions of the company. What are the financial transactions they hold? That is called as a financial audit. Compliance now laws and regulations comply பண்ணிருக்காங்களா அப்படி செக் பண்றது. பட் இது மட்டும் இல்லாம இத மட்டும் கன்ஸ்ட்ரெயின் பண்ணாம we are verifying the performance of the entity, not constrained to the financial and the compliance, also to the performance, efficiency, economy and effectiveness. Efficiency work பண்றாங்களா, efficiency na at the minimum input la maximum output வந்து provide பண்றாங்களா, and also economy of the entity and effectiveness. Everything has to be checked on whether they are fulfilling the objectives and the goals, whether they are fulfilling the objectives and goals. That also has to be verified in case of the public sector undertakings. So in not only constrained to the financial and compliance audit, it also extended to the performance audit. That is the first point. Proprietary audit. Proprietary audit na we will be reviewing the management decisions. இப்போ வந்து ஒரு sales பண்றாங்க, sales வந்து they has to do at the market price only. If they do the sales below the market price means then there is no use. Okay, if it is they has to carry the organization like their own organization, then only it will be profitable for the government. So if they are doing the purchases means they has to see which one is the cheap supplier, who is the cheap supplier and who is providing the quality raw materials. They has to see and they has to compare everyone and they has to buy it. So they should not spend, if it is government money only, no, they can spend in whatever manner they want. They has to spend with the minimum cost la maximum benefit kadikra mari they has to spend. Okay, so they has to conduct the what we has to do, we has to conduct the proprietary audit. Whatever the contracts, sales are good or purchases are good, what decisions which is taken by the management, that also has to be reviewed in the audit. Okay, if they are entering into the contracts now, they should not enter into related parties. They should not provide the more. Okay, that is called as the proprietary audit and a comprehensive audit. Comprehensive audit is the efficiency cum performance audit. Efficiency check panno as well as the performance of the company. This both has to be checked. That is called as the comprehensive audit. Means what is the efficiency? Efficiency means whether they have spent the money that provides the value for the money. We have to check the efficiency, means at a minimum input, maximum output, and they have to provide the value for the money and whatever they have spent, whether the targets has been achieved or not. Inefficiency அவங்க spend பண்ணக்கூடாது. They has to achieve the targets what they have fixed and what are the objectives of that PSU that has to be achieved. Okay, we has to review the decisions which is taken by the management, review the decisions which is taken by the management, and also we has to verify the performance of that undertaking, how the performance of the undertaking is there, and also how the management is taking the decisions in each and every area. And also we have also has to verify whether the money which and whether it is providing the value for money or not. That is the comprehensive audit. Okay, all the three we have to check performance decisions, whether it is taken, whether it is proper or not, and also we has to verify the value for money, whether they have spent the money which provides the value for the organization. So this is called as comprehensive audit, and organization decisions to be taken by the competent authority for proper approval the decisions. The competent authority, he has to taken care of the all the information. Okay, எல்லா information consider he has to take the decisions. So ஒரு competent authority ஒரு decision எடுக்கக்கூடிய person he has to consider all the matters relevant to the decision, and he has to take a proper decision. That is called as the decision should be taken by the competent authority. Okay, competent authority, he has to consider all the relevant information and what are the different alternatives, opportunities, what are the different opportunities, the best opportunity has to identify, and he has to take the decision. Okay, and also it should be consistent with the aims and objectives of the organization. Objectives the objective vision and mission of the organization decision, and that must be they has to consider all the information and also whatever the opportunities in the contract ivlo written varudhu. Another contract அதை விட நிறைய written வந்துச்சுன்னா they has to select the second contract only and not the first contract. So they has to see all the opportunities available for that money, and they has to invest that amount. Okay, that one. Then helping the government, they has to help the means audit is not only verifying the transaction, it's also helping the government to identify issues in the organization. Means what a government entity, if it is making the losses, means what is the wrong is going on with that organization, or what is inefficient, what are the issues which are facing in the organization, which are there in the organization that can be able to identify by the government by doing the audit. Audit is not only verifying the transactions of the government that organization, but also it is the government, what are the financial and operating deficiencies, what is the inadequacies and ineffectiveness of the systems, and what is the standard performance, why they are performing less, and what is their issues in that. Okay, what are the issues in that, and why they are earning the losses, like that it will provide the government the organization. Because the government is outside, means the government has to know what is happening in the organization. So this audit will provide the information to the government. Okay, this will help the government for management to improve the efficiency and effectiveness. And also it will help out to identify the financial and operating deficiencies, inadequacies and ineffectiveness in the systems, how the control is there in that organization, and also shortfall in the performance, and identify what is the reason for shortfall, what is the reason for making the losses, or what are the issues in that organization, what are the issues in the organization that can be able to identify by conducting the audit. Okay, highlights the issues of the efficient and economic operations. Okay, இப்போ ஃபினான்ஷியல் பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ், இது ஒரு கம்பெனி நல்ல ப்ராஃபிட்ஸ் ஏர்ன் பண்ணுச்சுனாலே that will be linked to the hard work of the company. Okay, that is linked to the physical performance of the company, how well the company is performing, that can be known. And also it can economic operations, how the decisions are taken by the company, and also how they are managing the resources. If they are managing the resources very well manner, means then good profit will come. So financial performance மூலமாவே நம்ம அந்த கம்பெனியோட பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ், பிசிக்கல் பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ்னா அவங்களோட ஹார்ட் ஒர்க் எவ்வளோ ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ண முடியும். And also we can identify how they are managing the resources. And also this audit will help to identify what are the issues in the efficient and economic operations. If there is any issues in the operations of the organization, information that also able to bring out by this auditor. Okay, fiscal and managerial accountability. Okay, this will be broader concept. Government audit encompasses two elements. One is the fiscal accountability and another one is the managerial accountability. Fiscal accountability means how the funds from the government, means they will be receiving funds from the government only, how the funds are utilized, whether they comply with the rules and regulations or not, whether the propriety, means whether the decision taken by them, whether it is proper or not. That is the fiscal accountability. And also managerial accountability, how well the management operating. Managerial accountability, these both points are they are focusing on the government audit. Fiscal accountability and another one is the managerial accountability. Okay, first what are the points? The objectives and the scope of the public enterprises audit is, it is not only constrained to the fiscal and financial and compliance audit, and also it is concerning about the propriety audit, how will the decision be taken by the government company, how well the decisions are taken, that has to be in the propriety audit. Comprehensive audit and organization decision has to be taken by the competent authority or not, that has to be verified. And also it is helping the government by identifying the issues and also it is highlighting the issues in the efficient and economic operations. And this will provide this will focus mainly on the fiscal accountability as well as the managerial accountability. This is the objectives of doing the audit in the public sector undertakings. Okay, next, what are the basic elements of the PSU audits? Basic elements of the PSU audits. So first is the three parties involved in this. First one is the auditor. Second one is the responsible party. Responsible party is like the management. Okay, management the responsible party, and then intended users. These three parties will in the audit of the PSU. So auditor will be role of the auditor is fulfilled by the Supreme Audit Institution. Supreme Audit Institution they will be delegate certain persons and they will be conducting the audit. Okay, so audit will be fulfilled by the Supreme Audit Institution and a responsible party. Responsible party is like the management. Okay, management, auditing entity, auditable entity, and also those charged with the governance of the TCWG of the auditable entities. They are called as the responsible parties. And also intended users. Who are all the intended users? Like the individuals only, individuals and the companies and the auditors who is auditor for whom he is preparing the audit report, they will be called as the intended users. Okay, first auditor will be the auditor role will be filled by the Supreme Audit Institution, like the CAGLE or partner. Okay, so Supreme Audit Institution, they will be filling the role of the auditor by delegating personals. Responsible party is the auditable entity as well as the TCWG, those charged with the auditable entity, like the management they are telling. And also intended users. Who is the intended users? Any companies, shareholders, to whom the auditor is preparing the audit report, they are called as the intended users. Okay, these three parties the auditing of the PSUs. And also subject matter criteria and subject matter information. Subject matter criteria and subject matter information. What is meant by subject matter? Subject matter is the information, condition, or activity that will be evaluated against the certain criteria. If they are taking out any project, any activity which is taken by the government companies, whether it is meeting the benchmark or not. Criteria is like the benchmark. Okay, we will be evaluating that is matching, means whether it is achieving the benchmark or not, that has to be verified. So what is meant by the subject matter? Subject matter is called as the activity, that activity or information or the condition. Okay, whatever the activity which is taken by the government company, that is called as the subject matter. Okay, that is called as the subject matter that will be evaluated against the criteria. Second point is the criteria. Criteria is like benchmarks. Okay, இது இந்த கோல் அச்சீவ் பண்ணணும் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு கிரைட்டீரியா வச்சிருக்காங்க. ஸோ அவங்களோட ஆக்டிவிட்டி அந்த கோலோட மேட்ச் ஆயிருக்கா அப்படின்னு பார்ப்போம். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் நம்ம இப்போ ஸ்டடி பண்றோம், டெய்லி ஸ்டடி பண்றோம், நம்மளே ஒரு டார்கெட் வச்சுப்போம் இல்லையா, இன்னைக்கு வந்து ஸ்டடி நம்ம இந்த டார்கெட் அச்சீவ் பண்ணிருக்கோமா இல்லையா அப்படிங்கறத செக் பண்ணுவோம். ஸோ ஆக்டிவிட்டிங்கிறது நம்மளோட ஸ்டடி, அது டார்கெட் அப்படிங்கிறது நம்மளோட பெஞ்ச் மார்க். ஓகே, பெஞ்ச் மார்க் கிரைட்டீரியா. ஸோ சப்ஜெக்ட் மேட்டர் வில் பி எவாலுவேட்டட் அகேன்ஸ்ட் த கிரைட்டீரியா. ஓகே, செகண்ட் பாயிண்ட் இஸ் த கிரைட்டீரியா. Criteria, these are the benchmarks used to evaluate against the subject matter. And what is meant by subject matter information? This refers to the outcome of evaluating or measuring the subject matter. Outcome means whether it is favorable or not. Favorable outcome or unfavorable outcome. Whether they have achieved the criteria or not. Whether the subject matter is achieved the criteria or not. Whether the activity, whether it is achieved the benchmark or not. Okay, whether it is favorable outcome or unfavorable outcome, that is called the subject matter information. That is called as the subject matter information. Three elements will be called. First one is that a subject matter criteria and subject matter information. Subject matter is like the information, right? Information or activity or a condition that will be evaluated against the criteria. What is meant by criteria? Criteria of the benchmarks. What is meant by subject matter information? Subject matter information is the outcome of the, we have evaluated the subject matter against the criteria. Whether it is a favorable outcome or unfavorable outcome. Favorable outcome or unfavorable outcome, that is called as the subject matter information. Okay, next there are two types of engagements. One is the attestation engagements and another one is the direct reporting engagements. Attestation engagements, like everything is prepared by the management itself. They itself will provide the subject matter criteria and the subject matter information also will be provided by the management itself. Only auditor has to obtain the sufficient and appropriate audit evidence, and he has to express the opinion on that, whether they have achieved or not. That opinion, only true and fair view or not, that opinion only has to be provided by the auditor. That is called as the attestation engagements. And the second one is the direct reporting engagements. In case of the direct reporting engagement, the auditor only has to check the subject matter, has to verify everything. Subject matter, whether it is matched with the criteria or not, whether it is achieved the criteria or not, and he only has to prepare the subject matter information. And he has to report. That is called as the direct reporting engagements. Direct reporting engagements. There are two types of engagement. First one is the attestation engagements, and the second one is the direct reporting engagements. In case of attestation engagement, the responsible party will measure the responsible party means the management. Okay, responsible party will measure the subject matter against the criteria and presents the subject matter information to the auditor, and the auditor just gather the sufficient and appropriate audit evidence, and he will be expressing the opinion, expressing the conclusions on that. Direct reporting engagement means auditor who measures and evaluates the subject matter, that is called as direct reporting engagements. He only has to measure and evaluate whether the subject matter has achieved the criteria or not. Okay, so two types of engagement. First one is the attestation engagement and second direct reporting engagements. Okay, then principles of the PSU audits. What are the principles? General principles. There are two categories of principles. First one is the general principles, and the second one principles which are relating to the audit process. While conducting the audit, this principle has to be followed. So, what is the main principles? The auditor has to follow the ethics and independence, and also professional judgment, due care, and professional skepticism, quality control. He also has to maintain the quality control, audit team management and skill, audit risk. What is the audit risk in that doing the audit? That has to be seen. And materiality, what all the materiality matters, documentation and then communication. This also has to be, these are the major principles, while general principles in conducting the audit. Ethics and independence, he has to exercise the professional judgment, skepticism and due care, and also he has to quality control requirements, whether there is proper control in that management or not. Quality control, materiality, communication, documentation, audit risk and also materiality. This everything, audit team management and skill, everything has to be while conducting the audit. Okay, general principles for conducting the audit. Next, what is relating to the audit, process of the audit. Relating to the process of the audit, first they has to plan for the audit. Then they has to conduct the audit, and also reporting. Finally, it is reporting. This is the three process. First, planning, and then conducting the audit, and then reporting and a follow-up. First, while planning the audit, he has to plan what are the terms of the audit. In the terms of the audit, means audit engagement letter. Okay, what is the terms they are going to conduct the audit? He has to establish the terms of the audit. Then he has to understand about the entity. Okay, what are the risks which may arise about the entity? What is the risk of the fraud which may arise, and also he has to formulate the audit plan, Second, conducting the audit. How he can conduct the audit? He can conduct the audit by performing the audit plan. By performing the audit plan, he has to obtain the sufficient and appropriate audit evidence, and also has to draw the conclusions. Like this, he has to conduct the audit, and finally he has to reporting and follow up. Report based on the conclusion he has drawn, he has to report that matters, and if there is any relevant matters, it is frequently happened after the financial that matters also. He has to follow up that which are reported in the audit report. Okay, these are the three process which are involved in the audit process. Okay, first planning the audit, conducting the audit, reporting and a follow up. Okay, then we has to see the audit report of the CAG, audit report of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. It is presented to the Parliament. Okay, this the report of the CAG on the audit of PSUs are presented to the Parliament. It will be considering the several parts like introduction part. Introduction part is the working results of the government companies. Okay, general review, normal on a review, whether it is profitable or whether they are providing the loss, that working results only will be provided in the introduction. Okay, general review of the working results of the companies, that is the introduction. And then results of the comprehensive appraisals of selected undertakings. இப்போ மெயினான உள்ள அண்டர்டேக்கிங் எல்ஐசி இதே மாதிரியான ஒரு அண்டர்டேக்கிங்ஸ், ரயில்வேஸ் இதே மாதிரி மேஜரா உள்ள அண்டர்டேக்கிங்ஸ்லாம் we has to provide the comprehensive appraisals. ஒரு மேஜரான ஒரு வியூ வந்து கொடுக்கணும். ஓகேவா, comprehensive appraisals and resumes of the company auditors reports and whatever the comments which is provided by the CAG, that also has to be provided here. Auditors report, auditor or report, major companies point. Okay, major companies we has to attach the company auditors report, and if there is any comment which provided by the CAG, that also has to be attached while presenting to the Parliament. Then significant result of the audit of the undertakings not taken up for appraisal by the audit board. Means any other undertakings which is left out, that undertakings also significant results, means major any impact will the results in that also has been provided in that report. Okay, whatever the report we are for submitting to the Parliament. Okay, separate audit reports. Separate audit reports. The CAG submits a separate audit report, and also there is a separate audit report to the legislation, while for the other state and territories with the legislation, there is a commercial chapter in the main audit report. Means sometimes some states, for some specified states, they will be submitting the separate audit report. Separate audit report in the other states. Some states one main audit report a commercial chapter அப்படின்னு ஒரு paragraph இருக்கும். And the main audit report they will be specifying the commercial chapter or paragraph they will be specifying. But in case of some states they will be giving the separate audit report. Okay, separate audit report. இதுல என்னென்னலாம் இருக்குன்னா, what is the financial irregularities or any wasteful expenditures or any system deficiencies is there, that will be specified in this audit report. And also general review of the working results of the government companies, everything has been specified in this audit report. Okay, next financial audit. What is meant by the financial audit? Financial audit is expressing the opinion, audit opinion. Financial audit with normal audit madhida, the auditor has to express the opinion. It has to increase the degree of confidentiality of the intended users, and the financial statements has to be prepared as per the AFRF, and then the financial statements has to be prepared as per the applicable financial reporting framework, and the auditor has to provide the opinion that is true and fair view. Okay, normal companies financial audit, like that the auditor has to give the true and fair view. Okay, then compliance audit. In case of compliance audit, it is the independent assessment of the subject matter with the criteria. Compliance ஆயிருக்காங்களா இல்லையா, whether the benchmarks which is fixed, whether it is achieved or not, that has to be verified in case of the compliance audit. Compliance audit நம்ம subject matter criteria ஓட செக் பண்ணுவோம். Subject matter whatever the activity or information or condition which is not by that company, whether it is achieved the criteria, whether it is achieved the benchmark or not. That is called as the compliance audit. Okay, and also the audit is carried out by assessing whether the activities, financial transactions or comply with the regulatory and other authorities. Means whatever the regulatory authority laws and the regulations order in the activities of the that has to be verified in the compliance audit. Okay, next compliance audit is concerned with the regularity and propriety. Means propriety means proper ethical வந்து the management நடந்துப்பாங்களா, ப்ராப்பரான lawful manner அந்த ஒர்க் வந்து கண்டக்ட் பண்ணிருக்காங்களா, இல்ல decision has been taken properly or not, ethical இருக்கா, அப்படிங்கறத செக் பண்ணது ப்ரொப்ரேட்டி. ரெகுலாரிட்டினா whether it is adherence the subject matter to the criteria. Subject matter வந்து criteria மேட்ச் ஆயிருக்கா மீன்ஸ் they will be evaluating that activity with the benchmark. ஓகேவா, அந்த சப்ஜெக்ட் மேட்டர் கிரைட்டீரியாவை அச்சீவ் பண்ணிருக்கா இல்லையா, ரெகுலாரிட்டி. propriety means they has to whether they done with the lawful manner, ethical manner, or the activity conducted in the ethical manner or not, that has to be the propriety. Okay, propriety. So these are the general principles of sound financial management and ethical conduct of the public officials. Okay, the bribes எதுவுமே வாங்காம ப்ராப்பரா கண்டக்ட் பண்ணி அப்படிங்கறத பார்க்கணும். Okay, next, perspective of the compliance audit. Compliance audit is the combined audit where we are auditing of the financial statements or as an individual compliance audit or in combination with the performance audit. This compliance audit first we can conduct in a just compliance audit also we can be conducted, but we can combine it with the performance audit also. Performance audit order the combined particular they can conduct the compliance audit. Okay, comprehensive audit of the public enterprises. What is mean by comprehensive audit? Comprehensive audit is we are checking the efficiency and effectiveness of the public enterprises. Efficiency and effectiveness of the public enterprise. Efficiency, the minimum input, maximum output has been taken. Effectiveness means whether the opportunities, if there are many opportunities, proper correct opportunity, whether they have selected or not. Okay, whether they have decision has been taken effectively or not. Okay, at a minimum resource. So minimum means they has to achieve in the effective manner, not in the inefficient manner. Okay. And also areas which are covered is the investment decisions, project formulation. In case of the comprehensive audit, what are the areas which is covered? Investment decisions, project formulation and management, organization, delegation of the powers, management information systems, organization effectiveness, capacity utilization, management of the equipment, plant and machinery, use of the materials, productivity of the labor and idle capacity, cost and prices, etc. There are many areas covered in the comprehensive audit. Okay, what are the issues in that comprehensive audit? What are the issues will be examined while conducting the comprehensive audit? Okay, we has to verify the overall cost of capital, the approved planned cost. This is the cost which will happen அப்படின்னு சொல்லி பிளான் பண்ணும்போது but what is the cost of capital which incurred actually? 6 lakhs. Okay, we will be after the project has been completed. What is the cost of capital that has to be provided, and also we has to verify the planned whether it is approved செலவு பண்ணிருக்காங்க அப்படிங்கறத பார்க்கணும். If it is not, there is some issue in that. Okay, so we has to whether the plan happened that has to be verified. Okay, we compare and we has to verify. Second point is that production or operational output versus underutilization of the installed capacity. Means இப்போ வந்து ஒரு மிஷினரிக்கு வந்து 10,000 அவுட்புட் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிருக்காங்க. ஆனா நார்மலா வந்து அவங்க ஒரு 5,000 கூட ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்றது. ஓகே, வெதர் தே ஆர் யூட்டிலைசிங் த ப்ராப்பர்லி ஆர் நாட், அண்டர் யூட்டிலைசேஷன் பண்றாங்களா இல்ல ஓவர் utilization is not a problem. Under utilization is a problem for the government. Here you not using properly the machinery plan, then it is a waste for the government. There is and machinery, and also system of the project formulation and implementation, how they are formulating the projects, planned rate of return, cost control measures, so how they are controlling the cost of the raw materials, the cost வந்து கண்ட்ரோல் பண்றாங்க, வேஸ்ட் ஆகாம அப்படிங்கறது பார்க்கணும். தென் ரிசர்ச் அண்ட் டெவலப்மெண்ட் ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ், எனி ரிசர்ச் அண்ட் டெவலப்மெண்ட் how they are doing the research and development, that has to be and repairs and maintenance. Adequate purchase policies, effective and economic procedures, project planning. If there is any undue waste, unproductive time for the men and machines, wasteful utilization or even non-utilization of the resources, the issues he has to identify that undue waste, unproductive time for the labor, unproductive time for the men and machines, wasteful expenditure or non-utilization of the resources has to examine while conducting the audit. First, we have to verify the overall capital with approved planned cost, operational outputs, and if there is any underutilization, installed capacity, and project formulation and implementation, planned rate of return, whether they are achieving or not, cost control measures, what all they are taking, research and development programs what they are conducting, and repairs and maintenance, adequate purchase policies, effective and economical procedures they are handling or not, effective and economical procedures whether they are conducting, project planning, how the project has been planned, any undue waste, unproductive time for the men labor, and also non-utilization of the resources has to be examined while conducting the audit. Okay, next propriety audit. Okay, propriety audit la, we has to now we have completed the comprehensive audit of the public enterprises. Comprehensive audit na, we verify the efficiency and the effectiveness of the public enterprises. That area we has to verify this and all the points we has to examine while conducting the audit. Propriety audit. Propriety audit means it is the verification of the transactions. Verification of the transactions on the test of the public interest, commonly accepted customs and standards of the conduct. Properly, we are verifying the transactions on the test of the public interest. Any transaction is carried on by the organization, whether it is achieving the public interest or not. Okay, public interest or not, that has to be verified. Okay, whether it is meet the test of the public interest and also it is complying the requirements of the law, government regulations and professional codes. Law requirements of the law is satisfied பண்ணோம், அதே சமயத்தில் பப்ளிக் இன்ட்ரெஸ்டையும் வந்து பப்ளிக்கு எந்த ஒரு தீங்கு விளையாது. இது has to do good only for public, so it has to be public interest as well as it has to comply with the law regulations. Okay, they has to propriety audit. The auditors try to bring out the cases of the improper, avoidable, and infructuous expenditure. Any the expense, they will be doing that expenditure. So proper, avoidable expenditure, anything which is doing excess by that organization, that will be found out in the propriety audit, and also satisfy all the requirements of the laws and regulations. Satisfy all the requirements of the laws, rules and regulations that may still be highly wasteful. Satisfy all the requirements means they may be complying with all rules and regulations, but they are spending more and more wasteful money. Rules and regulations comply பண்ணிருந்தாலும் கூட they are not spending efficient manner. Wasteful, like நிறைய expense பண்றாங்க. Even though they comply with the laws and regulations, why they are spending more and more? That I identify that. Okay, then wisdom, faithfulness, and economy of the transaction. They have to use their wisdom while spending on one expense, whether they have whether it's useful or for them, whether it provide the value for money or not. It has to be in the appropriate audit. Wisdom only use like the own organization money, they has to use the wisdom, faithfulness, and a proper economy. They has to provide the value for the economy of the transactions. Okay. Propriety audit requires the transactions and more particularly expenditure that has to be have the certain principles. If அவங்க expense பண்றாங்கன்னா, how they has to do the expense, that has to be verified in the propriety audit. எப்படி வந்து அவங்க expense எப்படி அவங்க expense பண்ணிருக்காங்க அப்படிங்கறத நம்ம examine பண்ணணும். Okay, for that they have given certain principles. They has to apply the same degree of the vigilance in respect of the expenditure as the persons of the ordinary prudence would exercise ரெஸ்பெக்ட் ஆஃப் த ஓன் மணி. இப்ப நம்ம ஒரு நம்மளோட ஆர்கனைசேஷனா இருந்துச்சுன்னா நம்மளோட ஓன் மணி நம்ம அந்த மாதிரி ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணிருப்போமா அப்படிங்கறத பார்க்கணும். ஓகேவா, அந்த மாதிரி எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ் ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணிருக்கு. எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ்டு மோர் அண்ட் மோர் மணி மீன்ஸ் அவங்களோட ஓன் மணி மாதிரி அவங்க ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணிருக்காங்களா, அதாவது மினிமமா நம்ம ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணுவோம். இஃப் வி ஹேவ் த ஓன் மணி மீன்ஸ் அதே மாதிரி they are spending the money or not, that has to be seen, and indirectly accrue the own advantage. Directly or indirectly, it is providing the advantage to them itself. For example, they are entering into contract with the director's brother itself. But even though he is providing at a higher cost, they are entering into contract with him only, supplier of the product. If they are paying the more money and they are procuring the raw material, because it is providing the advantage to the director. Okay, so அதே மாதிரி டைரக்டோவோ இல்ல இன்டைரக்டோவோ provide any advantage that the organization people, and also funds are not utilized for a particular person for the benefit of a particular person or of persons. Okay, now it should not be utilized for the particular ஒரு பர்சனுக்காக மட்டும் யூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடாது, ஒரு certain individual certain குரூப்புக்காக மட்டும் அந்த குரூப்ல மட்டும் நம்ம பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ணுறது. அதே மாதிரி அந்த அந்த ஃபண்ட்ஸ் வந்து ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் பீப்புளுக்கு வந்து அக்ரிமெண்ட் அதே மாதிரிலாம் ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணக்கூடாது, பிகாஸ் இட் இஸ் a public money. They should not spend in the way they think. Okay, then apart from the agreed remuneration and reward, they should not any management personnel get the indirect benefit, and allowances for all the other payments should not be the source of profits. Means if they are providing any money to the employees, that should not be the profit for the organization. Whatever, for example, reimbursement of expenses to the employees means they have incurred only 100 rupees, but the organization is paying 1000 rupees. About the 900 rupees will be the profit for that employees. So அதே மாதிரி ஒரு source of profit வந்து provide பண்ணுது. Okay, that is the while examine the expenses, we that points and all. Okay, we have to keep this mind these points. Okay. Next, they have given just a proprietary audit where it is covered in the Companies Act. It is covered in the section 143, subsection 1, 143, subsection 6 and 7, 148, and schedule 3. 143, subsection 1 is about the inquiry into the certain specified matters like loans and advances. 143, subsection 6 and 7 is about the supplement audit and the test audit of the CAG in case of the government companies. 148 is the cost audit. Schedule 3 is the additional information in the part 2 of the Schedule 3. Okay, areas which are covered in the CARO 2016, which is covered in the Clause 3, Clause 4, Clause 6, Clause 7, Clause 8, and Clause 9, 10, 11, 12, 114, and 15. These are the clauses. It is talking about the proprietary audit. Okay, proprietary audit and all will be involved in this areas. Okay. Then problems in the proprietary audit. What are the problems which are facing in the proprietary audit? Proprietary audit is moral based, means whether the management is acting in the ethical manner, morally or not. அது அவங்க சொல்றதுனால ஆடிட் அளவே வந்து ஒரு மெஷர்மெண்ட் வச்சு நம்ம செக் பண்ணுவோம். ஓகேவா? ஆனா எவ்வளவு மாரல் யாருக்குமே தெரியாது. இது வந்து மாரல் ஆர் நாட் அப்படிங்கறது செக் பண்ணது ரொம்ப ஒரு சப்ஜெக்டிவிட்டி மேட்டர் அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க. இதுக்கு வந்து ஒரு அளவுகோல் கிடையாது. மாரல் வந்து நம்ம வெரிஃபை பண்றதுக்கு ஒரு மெஷர்மெண்ட் கிடையாது. ஸோ இது சப்ஜெக்ட் ஆடிட் கண்டக்ட் பண்றது ஆடிட்ல இட் இஸ் வெரி ஒப்பீனியன் எக்ஸ்பிரஸ் பண்றது, அதுல ஒப்பீனியன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க இந்த பேராகிராஃப்ல. The points, okay, the expression propriety is a moral term and it is regarding the concept of the morality. Okay, auditing requires the verifiable proportions like measurement based நம்ம auditing வந்து இது பண்றோம். அதே மாதிரி so it is very difficult for the proprietary audit, like that we cannot conduct the proprietary audit, and also it is the inherent element of subjectivity. However, CAG has developed the norms of propriety for the expenses of the public funds, but it may not be applicable to the transaction public sector. Is how much public funds can be utilized அப்படிங்கறத ஒரு நார்ம்ஸ் வந்து கேக் வந்து ஸ்பெசிஃபை பண்ணாலும் ஒவ்வொரு ஆர்கனைசேஷனுக்கும் வந்து அவங்க ஸ்பெசிஃபை பண்ணது கிடையாது. ஸோ ரொம்ப வெரி டிஃபிகல்ட். இஃப் த மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் ஃபார்முலேட்ஸ் த நார்ம்ஸ் ஆஃப் ப்ரொப்ரைட்டி ஃபார் த என்டிட்டி, the element of subjectivity will be reduced. Means if a management இது moral கிடையாது அப்படிங்கறத ஸ்பெசிஃபை பண்ணிட்டாங்கன்னா the auditor. The judgment of the auditor should not be subjective as far as possible. எல்லாமே சப்ஜெக்டிவா இருக்கிறதுனால பட் ஆடிட்டர்ஸ் ஒப்பீனியன் மட்டும் சப்ஜெக்டிவா இருக்கக்கூடாது as far as possible. ஓகே அப்படி சொல்லிருக்காங்க. This is the issues or performance audit. Performance audit is the objective and systematic examination of the performance of the government organization. Means in performance audit we will be assessing how the government organization is performing. About a organization, we have to read about the organization, we have to understand about that organization, and also if there is any issues in the organization, how we have to read about that issue, and also we have to review the issue, how they are solving the issue, what are the procedures they are following. That is the audit approach they has to apply. And use of the existing data means organization என்ன டாக்குமெண்ட்ஸ் வந்து மெயின்டைன் பண்றாங்களோ அந்த எக்ஸிஸ்டிங் டேட்டாவை நம்ம எக்ஸாமின் பண்ணலாம். அவுட் சைடர்ஸ் கிட்ட இருந்து நம்ம ரிசீவ் பண்ணல. we can examine the existing data, but we has to see whether the documents are correctness, truthfulness இருக்கா இல்ல reliable documents are from the management. Check பண்ணிக்கணும். Next is surveys. Surveys means collecting the information from the members. Collecting the information from the members for the information from the members of the population to assess the interrelation of the events and then conditions. Means any information whether it is required from any members. Means for example அந்த program மூலமா எந்தெந்த பப்ளிக் பீப்புள் வந்து பெனிஃபிட் ஆயிருக்காங்க அந்த பீப்புள் கிட்ட நம்ம சர்வே எடுக்கலாம். ஓகே, பட் திஸ் வில் சப்ளிமெண்ட் த ஃபைண்டிங்ஸ் அண்ட் கன்க்ளூஷன்ஸ் ஆஃப் த ஆடிட் அண்ட் அனாலிசிஸ் ஆஃப் த ரிசல்ட்ஸ். திஸ் வில் ஆக்சுவல் அவுட்புட் அண்ட் இன்புட் அனாலிசிஸ். ஹவு மச் இன்புட் they have given, minimum input and maximum output has been done or not, that has to be seen. That is the analysis of the results. And quantitative analysis. What is mean by quantitative analysis? What is the earnings, revenue, and also what are the data relating to the program implementation, means how many details of the beneficiaries, has to be verified. That is the quantitative analysis. Okay, next we have to develop the audit questions. Means any doubt arises during the audit, we have to frame that one as a question, and we have to try to ask for the answers for that questions. Okay, that we have to try to solve the answers for that. And assessing the audit team skills, and whether outside expertise is required. We have to our team members whether the expertise is okay or not, and if there is any outside expert is required, then we have to get the outside experts also. Then preparing the audit design matrix. Audit design matrix will be like this. Okay, it will be audit objective, audit questions, audit criteria, evidence, and data collection and analysis method. What is our audit objective? In the first column, then audit questions means எப்படி வந்து இந்த audit objective achieve பண்ண முடியும், எந்தெந்த questions we can ask for the people or ask for the management to get this audit objective. அப்படிங்க audit questions நம்ம எழுதணும். Then audit criteria means what is the standard, means whether the standard has been met or not, that has to be seen. And also what are the evidences we have obtained, and we have to draw the conclusions in this final paragraph. Data collection and analysis method. Okay, எப்படி வந்து டேட்டா கலெக்ட் பண்ணணும், எப்படி நம்ம அதை அனலைஸ் பண்ணணும் அப்படிங்கிறது ஃபைனல் காலம்ல. திஸ் இஸ் கால்ட் அஸ் த ஆடிட் டிசைன் மேட்ரிக்ஸ். ஓகே, தென் we has to prepare that one and establish the timetable and the resources, intimation of the audit program to the audit entities. Okay, after we have formulated the audit program, we has to intimate to the entities, audit entities. Okay, next public accounts committee. Public accounts committee அப்படிங்கிறது satisfy itself. Public accounts committee ஒருத்தங்க இருப்பாங்க. Public account committee they has to satisfy them whether the funds, whether the money which is specified in the accounts or dispersed legal mannerல தான் அது வந்து ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணிருக்காங்களா அப்படிங்கறத பார்க்கணும். எக்ஸ்பென்சஸ்லாம் வந்து ப்ராப்பரா ஆத்தரைஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்களா இல்லையான்னு பார்க்கணும். நெக்ஸ்ட் ரீஅப்ரோப்ரியேஷன் or distribution of the funds means if they are distribute the funds that must be authorized, and also it is the duty of the public accounts committee to examine the statement of accounts and statement of accounts of the autonomous and semi autonomous bodies. Means avangala தன்னிச்சையா செயல்படுறாங்களே அவங்களோட statement of accounts they has to verify them, okay, by the public accounts committee. And the audit which is conducted by the CAG under the directions of the president or by the statute of the parliament, whether the audit is proper or not அப்படிங்கறத அவங்க வெரிஃபை பண்ணணும். It is the duty of the public accounts committee in case of the autonomous and semi autonomous bodies. And also another one is the estimates committee சொல்றாங்க. They will be estimating the expenses or estimating the how much amount we has to disperse to that dispersed to the PSUs. Okay, but that is called as the estimate committee. What we will do now, the estimate committee with a view to report the economics improvement in the organization, how much efficiency required, how much improvement we has to make in that organization, or how much efficiency we want to achieve. On the basis of that, they will be estimate that amount. Okay, but they will be estimating the amount which has to be provided to the PSUs and suggest the alternative policies. Means alternative policy means in the policy இப்போ வந்து parliament approve பண்ணிருக்காங்கன்னா அவங்களுக்கு நிறைய alternative policies suggest பண்ணுவாங்க. Then examine whether the money is well laid out within the limits. Means அவங்களுக்கு உள்ள limits குள்ள தான் வந்து provide பண்ணிருக்காங்களா அப்படிங்கறத செக் பண்ணணும். Then suggest the form in which the estimates shall be presented to the parliament. எப்படி வந்து அந்த estimates வந்து he has to present to the parliament அப்படிங்கறது சொல்லுவாங்க. Next, committee does not comment upon the policy which is approved by the parliament, but என்ன policy parliament approve பண்றாங்களோ அத பத்தி எந்த ஒரு கமெண்ட்டும் சொல்ல மாட்டாங்க. பட் அது வந்து desired ஆன objectives reach பண்ணாதுன்னு தெரிஞ்சதுன்னா then they will tell to the parliament this is not the correct policy you are suggesting அப்படிங்கறத parliament கிட்ட இந்த கமிட்டி வந்து சொல்லுவாங்க. estimates committee அதோட okay, but next committees on the public undertakings. Committees on the public undertakings, which is the committee on the public undertakings, what they will do now, they will examine the reports and accounts of the public undertakings. Means in the CAG மேல உள்ள ஒரு committee. Okay, what they will do now, they will report and means they will examine the reports and accounts of the public undertakings, and also they will examine the report of the CAG and also verify the efficiency of the public undertakings and other functions which is prescribed to that committee, that also performed by that committee on the public undertakings. Okay, this is only for the only to identify defect in the system. Means on the system la edachu defect irukka அப்படிங்கறத ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்றதுக்காக மட்டும் தான் இந்த இவங்க வந்து செக் பண்ணுவாங்க. not for the irregularities of the individual persons அதெல்லாம் பார்க்க மாட்டாங்க. எனி இந்த நம்ம வந்து இந்த அமௌண்ட் டிஸ்பர்ஸ் பண்றதுல இந்த பாலிசிஸ்ல ஏதாவது அந்த சிஸ்டம்ல ஏதாவது டிஃபெக்ட் இருக்கா அப்படிங்கறத ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்றதுக்காக தான் they will be conducting the this examination. Okay, this is the committees on the public undertakings. Okay, we have completed